What's up, Raider Nation? This is Polo Rodriguez, president of the Black Hole Santa Maria chapter, and you're watching Coast to Coast with the Black Hole Superfans.
What's up, Raider Nation? This is Cisco Kid, the VP of the Black Hole Oakland chapter, and you're watching Coast to Coast with the Black Hole Superfans.
Hello, Raider Nation. Welcome to Coast with the Black Hole Superfans. I'm your host, Raider Homer, and joining me is my co-host, Mad Max, the Road Warrior.
Hey, how's it going, Raider Homer? A lot to talk about this week, and I can't wait to get this show started, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, this is our fourth episode, man. So, we're moving along. We're gonna try a different format today. We're going to look into talking more about the events that are going on and, a little bit about the Raider games. And we'll get back to the interviews, in the episodes to come.
Yeah, like I said, this, we're coming up, kind of changing things a little bit, because as it is, the Raider Nation changes every week, every month. We have something going on. So these events that we just clearing up through there and stuff that you're into now, man. I hear that you was out there with this Raider Nation explosion. What's that about? Give us some skinny on that, bro.
Well, M&M Productions hosted. They threw the Raider Nation explosion. They hosted it. It was in Merced, California. It was everything it was promised to be and then some. M&M Productions, they delivered. Tone and Kevin and Mike and Pedro, they got it going on over there. Caost is doing some good things, man. And I was included in the celebration, over there. So I feel like I told Kevin, I was baptized by the Raider Nation, so
Amen.
It was fun, and I even got to sign my first autograph,
That's something, isn't it?
It was crazy, man. It was crazy. I was like, oh yeah, sure, I even got to sign the Black Hole's banner, Michael Aragon's banner, and
it's an honor.
Yeah, it's very cool, and I'm very honored. And that was my first VIP access to an event, man. So, much love out there going towards KOS and M&M Productions. I appreciate everything that that I got to experience over there. It was very awesome, and I finally got my picture with the Violator, man.
There you go.
It was cool, man. I came up to him and I said, "Hey, I'm the creator of the Raider Homer channel, man." He got that big old smile and he was like, "Hey, man, it's nice to finally meet you. Put a face to it." And I was like, "Yeah, man, I appreciate it." We talked it up a little bit, and he had some insight that was very interesting, man.
So one of my questions, because I wasn't able to attend that. I was in New York getting my son settled in after college. But one question I have for you is what were some of these, amazing characters that you've seen out there? These guys, I know a lot of them, so I can kind of go through them. But for your first experience, what was that like? Just the how'd that make you feel, brother?
Inspired. I learned a lot. I saw how the game is played in the Raider Nation. You know what I mean? And I want to do what I saw. I had talked to Kevin before about bringing an event here to Austin. And he said he'd help me out. And if I could pull off something like he did, him and M&M Productions, I would be ecstatic. Because the vendors there. I mean, I got to talk to Fabian for a long time. Joker was there. Hell Raider was there, dude. Resendez, everybody, dude. I even got to talk to Ultimate Raider. We talked for a while. Jester Raider was there, and Jester Raider. The both of them were there. Cannon was there. I mean, it was a list of them, bro. Jersey was there. Shit, man, it keeps on going. Gorilla showed up, man. He was just moving nonstop, dude, just dancing and going all in, dude. And I was like, damn, I don't know if I could do something like that. You know, I mean, it takes enough energy to podcast, you know, but to, you know, just be up there dancing and going crazy like Gorilla, you know, it was inspiring, man. The Raider Nation explosion was inspiring. It reminded me of like a church revival, you know, where everybody was going there. They were showing love to each other. There were lots of hugs, lots of conversations, you know, lots of, you know, people on the stage, you know, talking up the Raider Nation, talking up the Raiders, and people cheering. It was fantastic, man.
I like to think of that when I get around them. It's as a family reunion, man.
Yeah.
You know, you don't see some of these family, or you see them around there, or you see them on Facebook. You know, so that's what I mean by seeing them. You see them on Facebook, but when you're in their presence, bro, that's when you say, wow. And I'm getting chills just talking about it. You know what I'm saying? It's invigorating. You know, I kind of told you how I feel in the sensation on our private talks or that, but now you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, bro. It was an eye opener, man. I'm ready now to expand my horizons, you know, for the channel, you know. So, you know, and thank you, Max, you know, for, you know, bringing me into the black hole with the, you know. And us doing this podcast, you know, because I got to meet Polo in person, you know. He knew who I was based on, you know, after I introduced myself, and then, you know, Michael, you know, and then, you know, Ronnie or Hellraider, you know, and everybody, dude. And anybody, I saw Cali Cat there. I didn't get a chance to talk to her, but I saw Storm over there. It was awesome, dude. It was awesome. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to do here in Austin.
It truly is something that is memorable, man. You always have their memories, and they, you know, they're very remembering of things like that. And one thing that I thought was, you know, we've done different things with the Santa Maria there with Polo and stuff, but one thing I thought was very, very memorable, and something that you have as a keepsake that they did. They handed out a certain item at the show to each and every super fan. Can you kind of give me just a little bit? I don't want to throw it out there. I want you to tell me about it.
Yeah, so I was a part of the celebration, like I said earlier, and what they were doing is they had some custom wine bottles made for the Superfans, and so we all like kind of like walked the stage. They would call us up there one at a time. They introduced my friend's son, Raider Lyric, you know, and he had a good time. It was great watching him up there shooting the spider webs and all that, and I got footage of all that. I have footage of all of it, but yeah, they were handing out wine bottles, and funny story, right? You know, I got my wine bottle, I got off, I signed my autograph, I took the pictures, and then I went over there and I hid my wine bottle under Fabian's table. And then later on, he's like, hey, man, there was a wine bottle over there that got broke. And I was like, oh, man, shit, that was my wine bottle, you know. But Fabian, you know, he's a big guy, you know, so what are you going to do? You know, you just got to say, okay, no big deal. But I talked to Kevin, and he said, don't worry about it, man. We'll get you one. We'll get you another one. He said that was one of those dough moments. Dough.
Dough? Get that Homer working and shit.
Yeah, dude. The Homer moniker, it fits in more ways perfectly than just, you know, being always defending the Raiders, you know. So,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It gives you excuses, man. You know what I'm saying? Like that wine bottle thing, you know. Like, no.
Well, hey, man, I mean, you had a big event in Arizona, you know, Loyalty Crew Productions. They had an event called Bringing the Heat Tour, man. So what's up with that, you know?
Well, man, it was you know, all events are something to put together, you know, people that put these events together. But Bring the Heat Tour, that was part of the Phoenix excitement with the Raiders here coming to Phoenix to play the Cardinals. And we were together in conjunction with the Phoenicians here in Phoenix, and also with the Silver and Black State of Nevada, which is actually commissioned through Mark Davis and the Las Vegas Raiders, which I felt it was a big honor to be involved with that. Well, my portion of that was to bring the Black Hole Superfans in there. And that's what I'm saying. For some of the stuff that I do, it's good to always have that backing with just to say the Black Hole Superfans are there with me. So we worked it all together. We had probably like 200 to 300 people roll through there, man, which was to my delight was something that was put together with that Raider love, you know. So great time, man, great time. And we're gonna get into some of the stuff with Hell Raider and Raider Penguin, which they came out, you know. Raider Penguin came from New Mexico and helped me out. I had a lot of backing. Like I said, this was actually my first only single with the Loyalty Crew promotion company, doing it myself. So it was a big launch for me, man. It really was. And to have my brothers and my sisters there to back me. I had phone calls before that. I had good luck phone calls. Michael Aragon, Bola Rodriguez, my president right now of Santa Maria, they called me, reassured me, gave me that confidence, made sure that they understood that I had their full backing. And don't be nervous, man. Just go over there and do your thing, what you do, Max. And you know, Mad Max, which they call me. So you know, that's just an awesome feeling to know that you're not there alone. You know,
yeah, man. I was watching the footage, dude. So you damn sure weren't there alone. That's for sure. And it's great to hear that they called you, give you words of encouragement. But y'all looked like y'all had a really good attendance there, as you just said, man. And I was watching your live videos, man. I can't wait to get that Mad Max Road Warrior series going. You know, with that footage. I mean, you were killing it, man. You were killing it, dude.
That was awesome. We had Henry Lawrence, we had Lincoln Kennedy. You know, we had Mike Davis even rode through, you know, which again, me doing different things, you know, making sure everything is smooth and all my super fans are taken care of with food, drinks, and all that. I was able to feed their families, make sure their families had, you know, meals and had drinks, and you know, and their friends had beers or what have you. So I was able to provide that with you know, with what I was doing for it was at Fat Tuesdays. And you know, it's a sports place, kind of what I would say an Applebee's with a twist of you know, like a bar scene kind of thing, but classy, very nice, and that. So I was able to pull that off, and knowing the owner was a Raiders fan, that helped a lot too, because
awesome.
They were dogging. She was dogging on them Cardinals. So, I mean, that was cool as shit, because you know she was tearing them up. You know, where they at? You know, you know, they're over there laying rotten eggs, and you know, the whole bit. She was very cool. Her name was Olivia, and you know, with the Phoenicians being local and being probably the biggest nonprofit club here in Arizona. Well, that was cool too, to work with Mike and Sean and Alex and Amy, their coordinator, which I work very closely with, which, believe me, she's a hot Raiderette. So that's always nice. So
yeah, man, I saw that you made the news, dude. Y'all even made the news.
Definitely, our local Channel 12 news here. Excuse me, Channel 10, because we were on Channel 12 too. But Channel 10 pulled a news thing, and they got us walking across, you know, because we have respect for all the Arizona people. This was Black Hole. A lot of the Black Hole people came from California, elsewhere, New Mexico, Kansas City. They just came from all over the place. But we have, me being here from Arizona, and Resendez being here from Arizona, Hell Raider being here from Arizona, we wanted to pay our respects. So we braved that 115 heat, and probably it was about a half a mile or so across from where we had to walk to. And of course, being Raiders fans, we think we own everything. So,
What do you mean we think?
We took off and we're owning the streets at 115 asphalt, and went and visit the Malosos, the Nogales crew, the Diehards, Arizona Diehards, Tucson, the who else was there? Well, anyways, we had there was a bunch of crew that we went and visited personally because we made our promises too. And at one point, we're walking across the grass. We didn't know we were getting filmed by the Channel 12 News and at 10, excuse me. And we looked like Monsters Inc. coming in there. I've got a picture I made. I put the Black Hole Superfans walking in like we're Monsters Inc. I don't know if you remember that mic and
I remember that
stuff. So that's what we look like walking across there. But one thing about that I loved Arizona is that because their Cardinals couldn't do that, they want to put a caption on the bottom of them: Cardinals brave extreme heat. And you see we're all Raiders, you know what I'm saying? But that's the caption the news put on it. So I feel like calling them and telling them, hey man, you know what? You ain't got to up the Cardinals. It's not about the Cardinals. We know that, basically they're losers. So, go ahead and put us on the front cover and then caption it with the Cardinals. But yeah, that was an awesome feeling. Hellraider had a private interview, which he explained how he kept hydrated. They were very astonished on what the Raiders fans and what the super fans do, but they kind of captioned their own Cardinals thing, which, it was just outrageous. We just laughed about it in the Raider Nation.
Yeah, man. I mean, the Raider Nation is well represented in Arizona, man. You did great, dude. I wish I could have made it, dude, because I'm jealous now. The Raider Nation explosion was badass too, but hell, I wish I would have went to both, You said, you got to meet Lincoln Kennedy, right? And Mike Davis, you said. I mean, yeah, I would have liked to meet Lincoln Kennedy.
Yeah, they were all out there, at different clubs. So when we went to visit, we went over to see the Arizona Diehards. They had a few players there. Actually got to meet Miss Davis, which I had a small conversation with. That was an honor. That was an honor to meet the wives of the great legends. So that was a great conversation, short conversation, but great conversation. Just let her know how much that man meant to my history as a Raider fan, and It's always good to express the thanks to them, because I always believe, just like Hellraider and El Resendez, their wives, and the wives that take care of that. I have more respect, believe me, I have more respect for them than I actually do my buddies and my brothers, you know what I'm saying? Because I see what they do. They're the ones that taping it. They're the ones that filming it. They're the ones that's taking the pictures. They're the ones that get in their Pedialyte. They're the one. I'm serious, bro. These ladies, and I always throw the thanks, as you see I'm doing right now. I always put it on them, because without them, there'd be no Hellraider. There'd be no Resendez. Yeah. They'd just be out there, but it's always great. Maria, Beto, I appreciate you guys, man, and you ladies, excuse me, and awesome people, and we'll get into the after parties and all that stuff, because we're professional, bro. The super fans are professional. We don't drink, we don't do none of that. But afterwards, we cut that loose, man. You'll see some of the pictures we put out. We've got some standing jokes and stuff like that. But it's just, it was an awesome time, bro. It was an awesome time.
Sounds like it, man. And I hope to make it next time the Raiders are in Arizona.
Yeah, they come here every year. So this is going to be a tradition, and I'm going to make sure we're putting it together now. I'm working on a couple other things of getting all the Arizona groups together, and we're going to, that may be happening next year, where we're going to get all the clubs from Arizona. And me being who I am, brother, I get good responses. I get a lot of respect back. I'm already getting ideas from them, and each one of them say, Max, we're there for you. Anything you do, just let us come on in, and we're going to do it. So bigger venue, brother.
Cool, brother, and good luck to you in the future, man. I know you work hard for it. So today our guests are Hellraider and Penguin, as you mentioned earlier, both official members of the Black Hole. And I was fortunate enough to meet Hellraider at the Raider Nation explosion. And Sammy, he's been on the channel before on the Raider Homer hotline. On the Superfan hotline. So I'm excited to have him back on the channel because that dude is cool, man. Sammy has a really good heart, dude. And, I just, the couple times that I got to talk to him, dude, I realized that he was just a good dude. Just a real good dude. And then I got to talk to Hell Raider, and same. He's a damn good dude. And he was impressed with the Ainsley patch that Raider Penguin had given to me that I put on my jersey. And he had a Team Jonas patch. So we'll get into that with them. It was a great conversation with Hell Raider. I learned what kind of man he was. And I met his wife there too, and she was, she was telling me how she helps him with the merch and making the cards and stuff. And I gotta say, his business card is sharp. That clear one, it's sharp, man. That dude, they got it going on, man. And I'm excited to have him on the channel for the first time. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get him on.
Let's do it.
Hello.
Hey, Ronnie.
What's up?
What's up? It's Raider Homer. Let me add Sammy.
Hey, what's up?
Nothing much, bro. Here, hold on. I'm about to merge.
Okay.
All right. So, Sammy, you there?
Hey, yeah, what's up, man?
Nothing much.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up, Sammy?
Hey, what's going on, bro?
Same old.
Just
It's been
keeping
a minute, bro, since I've seen you.
Literally. How's everybody doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing well, man. Okay, Raider Nation. On the phone, we have Hell Raider and Raider Penguin. Penguin, you've been on the channel before, and I'm glad that you're coming back on. It's always a pleasure to hear from you. You're a damn good dude, and I'm excited to have you back on the channel. Now, Hell Raider, this is your first time being on the channel. I was just talking to Max about meeting you at the Raider Nation Explosion. It was nice to meet you there, dude. So
It was a pleasure. I listened to your podcast, and we finally had the opportunity to meet face to face. That's different when you meet face to face versus talking to somebody, or messaging them on Messenger or on Facebook. So it's always an honor to meet people face to face. It's a different experience.
yeah, you get to look into somebody's eyes. You can tell if they're bullshitting you.
You actually see somebody without their gear.
Yeah. Yeah, and I thought it was real cool that you made it to Merced even though it was game day.
I had committed to it, so once I get an invite and I commit to something, I do stick to my commitment. I want to be a positive vibe, so that when people ask you, hey, are you able to make it? And if I say yes, I don't want to be a no-show, and because it makes me look like I don't care of an invite or somebody giving me the opportunity to be at one of their events. So I always try to stay positive and say, if I'm going to be there, I'm going to be there. I'm going to stay there from the beginning to the end. That's what I try to do for myself and for all the people, because people, when they go to see you and you say you're going to be there, we're doing it for the fans. We're doing it for the nation, because, we love our team. We are one nation. We should always stick as one nation, not divided.
Amen. Amen to that, brother.
Yep.
Yeah, so, you make a lot of commitments, man. Like, you were in Baja Summerfest with Max,
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, and then the Raider Nation Explosion, and then the Bringing the Heat tour, man. A way to represent the Raider Nation, dude. That's badass, dude. I hope to someday be able to do something like that,
I try, I try to work hard during off season, so that way when season starts, I can try to attend as many events as I can. So I try to work hard all off season, 6 days a week. A lot of people look at, oh my God, they get to travel here, they get to travel there. They don't see the sacrifices that we make. We do have jobs, we do have families, we do have commitments, and we have to try to balance everything out. Our family, for me, my priorities are work, family, and then events. And I can't get those confused, because without a job, you can't do events.
All right.
That's my thing. If you ain't got a job, it's kind of hard to try to do events. If you ain't got a job, you can't provide for your family. So we try to do as many events as we can, and we try to switch them out every year. So that way you're not at the same events every other year. You try to show love for everybody. So if we do one event this year and somebody does a different event the other year, you try to make it to their event too. You alternate, so that way, people, oh, I seen them last year. Oh, I seen them last year. Oh, I seen them the year before. You just try to make it to all the different events and try to change it out every season. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to go as many places as we can. And sometimes, unfortunately, it is hard to hit everything because, you might get an invite from 3 different people, and it's hard to commit to all 3 if they're in different areas. So, we're just trying to do the best that we can. We can't be at 3 places at the same time.
Right.
No, that's tough because some of these are together. Some of these events are in the same week. Now, just real quick before we get into the, I was with Ronnie for probably a month straight here, and we went from Tucson to Rosarita he went to the Merced, then to bringing the heat in Phoenix. So I've seen this guy sweat underneath that suit, that many times, in the heat, So the commitment is there for my brother, I get amazed sometimes because between the Rosarita and that was like 4 days, to get to Merced, to get to Sacramento. I know the problems he had with the flight delays and the car delays and so it's a lot. You went through a little bit yourself, Homer, with the car thing and all that. So
Hey man,
you understand.
not everybody knows about that, bro.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to throw it in there. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to throw it in there.
Man, don't make me look too dumb in this episode, all right?
Well, like we were talking about, you use that double persona there, persona. Hey, you got that Homer working for.
Oh man.
Hey, we've never had to wait almost an hour to get our luggage, like we did in Sacramento. We were supposed to show up to the hotel at 12:30. We showed up at 2:30 in the morning.
Jesus.
And that's a little frustrating, you're waiting, and you're hoping that they don't lose your luggage because your gear is in your luggage and you have to make an appearance the following day.
Yeah.
It was a little overwhelming. It was a little frustrating. It's like you just try to hope for the best. It's like, hey, I hope they didn't lose my luggage because it's valuable.
Yeah, Captain Jack had a similar story. He didn't get in until 1:30 or so, and had some issues with the cars and his luggage, man. So it's man. I mean, y'all are putting in work. Super fans, elite fans, whatever you want to call them. I mean, that's the behind the scenes stuff that a lot of people don't know about. I mean, yes, I had some issues too with just trying to get there and get back. So it's a lot of work, man, and it's something to be respected. Being a super fan is hard work, dude. You deserve respect.
Yeah, that's what the show's about, and getting that back news, the story behind the scenes. That's why it was created for little stories like that. It may be simple, but people don't understand that sometimes. Like Hellrider was saying, I'm there and I'm ready to go. It's not. We're not in Hollywood, man. We're all individuals trying to get there, trying to do the best we can for the fans, and we've got some stories with Sammy on that, with just what we do with the fans at the Bringing the Heat tour. So,
yeah, well, let's go ahead and get into the Bringing the Heat tour. Sammy, man, I was glad to see that you made it there, dude.
Oh yeah, thank God for those shots, man. That they were able to give me before. So I was just so excited about going to it, and it, like I said, it was so pumped out there, and it just the adrenaline kept me going and kept me going. And then the excellent company we have, surrounded with all these guys, it was worth it.
Yeah, man,
that was awesome. Seeing you guys. Oh, I'm sorry, Homer. But what Sammy is talking about, the shots, not the shots of Jello shooters that we had afterwards. Not that kind of shot.
We don't talk about those there.
Yeah, exactly. We'll talk about that one later. But what I was talking about is the shots he has ejected. He needs a knee surgery.
Yeah.
So this man's out there coming to Arizona, 115 heat, a knee that needs to be replaced, cleaned out and all that. Getting shots just to come out to this event. I am, there's just, I have no words to thank the man for that. And, it shows you how close we are as far as our brotherhood and what we have, what we have the respect for each other and what I have for Sammy.
I mean,
And,
above all, it shows the level of commitment. That's what I had a hard time saying that, getting that out a little while ago, but the level of commitment, is awesome, dude. Sammy showing up with a bad knee, Hell Raider damn near losing his luggage, and all the stuff that happened to me trying to get, and Captain Jack trying to get to Merced. I mean, so, it's awesome, dude. It's awesome, dude. It's awesome to know that the Raider Nation
dealing
is
with the
represented so
weather.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And dealing with the heat, the day of the game, it's 116, 115 out there. Wearing the jacket like it being 130 degrees. It was just now I know what a burrito feels like when they wrap it up in the aluminum foil.
Hey, you were a burrito.
I respect the burrito now.
You respect the burrito.
Hey, Ronnie, you were a burrito. I was a gordita.
It was just, and the best thing about it is Cardinal fans. They're they say, hey, we're diehard Cardinal fans, but you Raider fans are to the next level. We would never wear what you guys are wearing. You guys are amazing. That's what made it all worth it. Just for Cardinal fans to say, hey, you guys are freaking amazing. You guys are badass for doing this. You look at them and they're like, would you like a water? Like, sure, I'll take 2 because I really need 3 or 4 right now. That's what makes it all worthwhile.
Yeah, definitely.
The kids, the mom and the kids, the people that just come up and say, hey, we're not Raider fans, but can we take a picture with you guys? Hey, we're Cardinal fans. You guys are amazing. Let me get you something. And a lot of times people do offer to buy you a beer, and they don't understand. Once we're in gear, it makes it difficult to actually have one drink because you dehydrate pretty fast.
Yeah.
And I always thank them, say, hey, I appreciate it, thank you, but I'll take a water. I'll take some Pedialyte if you have any. Anything that you can do to hydrate.
Yeah.
Let me steal that from the newborn. Take your time on it. That Purple Thunder. I'll take that Purple Thunder Pedialyte right there and shit.
I see it in your baby bag. Can I have the Pedialyte instead?
Give me the Pedialyte popsicles.
I seen Sammy eyeing that baby bag over there. He was after that Pedialyte. But,
oh man,
it is crazy. Well, Sam, I know what your jacket weighs. And what your whole thing was, but why don't you tell us how much weight is that, man? How much are you carrying around on that knee too?
Like you said, it's about a 20-pound jacket.
Wow.
And then just with everything put together, I say everything that I got on. I got my vest, I got my shirt, my undershirt, all my other clothes, my boots that I got on. I want to say it's about 75 pounds maybe total.
You sure you ain't in the Marines, man? Because that's what I used to carry around, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I will never compare that to any of the military.
No,
that's lightweight right there. That's lightweight.
Well, I am because I was in it. So, yeah, you was carrying it, brother. You was carrying it, And, I was out there sweating, right? And check this out. I was out there sweating. I had a vest on, and they have these, basketball, football, kind of tops and stuff. I was sweating. I didn't open my damn mouth because I looked at Hell Raider, and I looked at Penguin, man, and they were what can you say? I'm like,
man, I'm hot. They look at you like, shut the fuck up.
yeah, exactly. I didn't want that to happen. That's basically what you tell yourself. Shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? These guys over there committed, you know, to what they do, you know. And,
I'm just glad no one got no pictures. I'm just glad no one got me any pictures in front of the fan.
Oh yeah, we have a few of those. We do have a few of those.
You better be nice.
We have to cool off one way or another. Hey, Sammy has an advantage.
Don't think I ain't got that, okay, guys? Don't think I ain't got that. I got them. You know, I got them. You know me, fellas. If you look around and you think I ain't looking, I'm looking. We got him.
He's the TMZ.
Sammy has one advantage that he gets to wear his jacket open. I don't have that advantage. Mine has to be zipped up with the long sleeve and the the other shirt under and the boots. So I know exactly what Sammy goes through. But see, Sammy just has a face mask and he's painted. I got a full mask, so he knows we go through a lot of sweat, and it gets uncomfortable after a while. When you're sweating so much. So you try to find any fan that you get air from and just lift up the bottom of your jacket and just try to cool off.
Damn, see,
there's sweat on top of your sweat, dripping down your sweat.
See, I'm supposed to wear my.
Skirt was up.
That's like when they took a picture. My wife told me that it looked like I was crying because some of my makeup started running, and I had a tear going down the side of my cheek, and it was black.
Oh shit!
Damn.
And she thought I was crying.
The penguin cry, huh? Penguin tear.
See, man, I'm supposed to wear my mask, week 1, but hell, man, I'm kind of getting worried now. I'm gonna be sweating my balls off. It's gonna be a lot of work, I'm gonna have to bring my own bag of Pedialyte.
You got it. You gotta stay hydrated.
Yeah.
Hey, just get you a drip bag.
I was thinking about getting like one of the beer helmets, and putting beer, so I can drink some beer. But now y'all are making me think, like, shit, I better drink a lot of water,
You need two. You need one of those little camel packs, and you need a catheter, so they can circulate and recycle.
Oh man, I'll pass on that one, man.
Yeah.
Even that day after the event, I still think I drank about 2 gallons of water just to rehydrate.
Man.
And a few Coronas.
Yeah, it was hot out there. It definitely probably was close to the hottest day of the year. What do you think, Hellraider? It was hot. The hottest day of the year.
Hey, we live out here, so that's why that fits perfect. Hell, welcome to hell.
Right, I was gonna say, yeah.
This is my state, hell.
Hey, well, you were on you had a little interview, right, where they were asking you how you beat the heat, Ronnie?
Yes. I actually ran a fish tank line from my mouth down my sleeve into my glove. So when I need to hydrate, I just pull out that little line, put it in a water bottle, a cup, whatever I'm going to drink, and just start drinking it. So the guy from Fox 10 News, he's like, well, you guys are crazy. How do you stay hydrated? So then my wife goes, well, show him. So I pull out the line, and I put it in a water bottle. And the guy is like, oh, wow, I'm amazed. And he goes, and they didn't catch that on, where it came out on TV because they blocked some of the stuff. He goes, well, how do you go to the restroom? So I have another line coming down my leg. So I just, wherever I'm standing, just relieve myself. He thought it was hilarious. I go, I'm just messing around, right?
I was going to say, I hope he's
it's
playing.
just a joke.
I do a lot for him, but that's where I stop and emptying that part of it. What I'm saying? It's like I don't empty pee bags.
Hey, Max, hold this real quick.
Yeah.
See, and anytime we do events and I meet up with other super fans that wear masks, I try to give them a little bit of an instance. Say, look, try to get one of these, especially if you're wearing long sleeve, because they're always like, well, how do you guys drink? And it's like, hey, let me show you. And this is the way we fat hydrate. Just go to any place that sells lines, for the airline for the fish tanks.
Yeah.
And you get that. And that was actually passed on to me by my compa El Rosende Cesar. Because I always asked him, hey, well, how do you do it to stay hydrated? And he showed me how to do it. And I was like, hey, compa, you know what? This is really, really good. And ever since then, I just took it on. And, you carry 3 or 4 lines in case one of them ever clogs up. You can change right away. It's like a wardrobe, malfunction. Your line's not working, get another one. And I give all the props because my wife does carry all this stuff for me. I do give her all the props. She carries all this stuff from everything that we take with us. She's a responsible adult in our relationship. Because if it was up to me, I'd probably leave the house with a lot less stuff than I needed to.
Forgot your mask and shit.
She takes the pictures, and before we leave the house, she's like, do you have your passport? Do you have your wallet? Do you have your ID? Do you have your credit cards? Do you have this? Even when we're at the airport, she's like, does Max have his phone? Does he have this? Does he have that?
Don't tell them about that, too.
We take the flags. We take the bracelets. We take the little balls that we give out to the kids, all this stuff that we try to take. And she's walking around taking the pictures, carrying a bag that has another 15, 18 pounds of weight, giving them to the people, giving them to the kids, and still trying to take pictures. And they don't ask, well, did you take this picture? She's like, well, I was busy over here. Well, what are you doing? Why aren't you taking the pictures? I only have a few of those. So I always ask everybody if they can tag me on them. I'd really appreciate it because she might not be able to catch one, but at least somebody will tag me on this so we have that picture to share it to other people.
That's cool. That's cool.
We try to do the best that we can.
Yeah, Sammy's the same way too. Anna takes care of a lot of that stuff for him too. I've been around him too. So Sam, go ahead and let us know about that stuff she holds on.
Oh man, she's the same way. She's learning from Vero and them, and you pick up so much from the people that surround you that you pick up the good and some of the bad, right, Ronnie?
Right, Ronnie?
I don't know anything about the bad. I don't know anything about the bad.
Learning the bad for me. Leave your credit cards, leave your phone, drop shit, so they're learning the bad for me. I'm going to take the bad on that end, but
I have short-term memory, so what happens, the day of the event, I forget it by the next day.
It's because we were dehydrated. That's why we forgot.
That's right.
We were dehydrated.
And seeing without our wives, it makes it tough because my wife, people that will reach out to her, she'll book the hotel, she'll book the flight, she'll check us in, she'll make sure that everything is done because I try to do it, but I always wait till the last minute. And then, you wind up spending a lot more money because you wait till the last minute. So she'll just tell me, hey, well, we're going to do this at this time. It's already done. It's already booked. I said, well, how did you book it? She goes, I have a picture of your credit card. So she just keeps a picture of my credit card on her phone so that way, she doesn't have to ask me for it. Because if it's up to me, I always wait till last minute. And you wind up spending a lot more money.
Yeah.
So she'll, well, this is what you're going to do. This is what we're going to do. This is where we're going to go. This is where we're going to meet up with. This is where we're going to stay. This is what we have to do. So you learn instead of renting a car, you just get an Uber and get around. It's a lot easier. You don't have to worry about driving, especially when you get to a place that you don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know where you're going. You're trying to learn. When we went to Merced, we touched down in Sacramento, and we're driving. It's like, man, it's like 2.5 hours just to get to Merced. There ain't nothing out here in Merced. There's nothing but nothing. It's all secluded but peaceful. And the love that they showed us out there was just amazing. It was great just to go there, to meet up with old friends, because a lot of the times I don't get to see a lot of the people because, a lot of the events are in California, and either work comes in or we have a prior commitment or we're going to do this. But my boss and Caost and M&M Productions, they have reached out to me over a year ago, and they go, "Hey, will you be able to attend?" I appreciate it, but I go, I don't know what can happen in a year. I can die in a year. I don't know. But once I committed to them, it's like, hey, I'll see you there. And it was good to see a lot of people that I haven't seen in a long time. Just meet up with friends and family. We're just one big family.
Yeah. That's like I said, that's a great thing about the Raider Nation. Just being one big family. And that's exactly what I felt. In Merced, man. I wish I could have been there too at the Bringing the Heat tour. Because again, listening to all y'all, your wives backing y'all up like that, and all these, good times that y'all are having. Y'all are a family. It's awesome, dude.
Definitely. I think, Sammy, this was your second time here. As far as for event in Phoenix.
It's actually, I've gone to RFC and all that a bunch. But that's my second game dressed up as the Penguin there.
Okay. Well, so let's go ahead and go into the game. What's it like getting to y'all seats and stuff?
It's a hard thing. It's a hard thing for them to get to their seats, man, because people stop them. But how was it at halftime? So tell us how that was, man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you want me to get in trouble on here now?
Yeah, well, no, not that one. Don't
get yourself in trouble.
Leave that one out, because I don't want to get in trouble for bringing that up from on them, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to deal with that one.
No, we got up. We went for a walk at halftime, and I thought we were going to get back to our seats before the end of the game. And we ended up getting so far down, maybe about 20 sections down, I think, and we missed the whole second half of the game. Just taking pictures and pictures and pictures. It was crazy.
Yeah, the fans and the Cardinal fans, they're just going crazy because we had a little group of these guys, Raider Jester, Raider Goon, Ivy, Sammy, so they didn't let these guys breathe. But again, they kept saying, and Sammy attested to that. They kept saying, hey, you guys ought to charge for this. You ought to charge for this. And Sammy was saying, hey, we do this out of love, you know what I'm saying? And it's not about charging. It's for the fans.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's just as bad as when you try to go to the restroom, just to get from your seats to the restroom, it takes about a half hour. And, I actually had the opportunity before even halftime to go up to the restroom, and I'm walking in the restroom, and this Cardinal fan, nice, he's like, hey, bro, can we take a selfie? I'm like, dude, serious? I'm just about to go pee. Oh, can you just give me a few minutes? He stands behind, making sure nobody could see when I lifted up my mask to go to the bathroom. And they go, I got you, bro. He goes, don't worry about it. That was nice, for him to do that and then walk out of the restroom and take a picture with his kids. I thought that was really, really nice, because a lot of people assume that because we go into somebody else's stadium, that we're going to be disrespecting them, that we're going to be yelling, and people don't realize we do it because we're passionate about our team. We do it for all fans, not just Raider fans, all fans. We don't ever say, no, we're not going to take a picture with you. No, we're not going to take a picture because you're not a Raider fan. We do it for the love. And people do see that, and they show you the respect for that, because you're not uptight about, oh, no, forget it. We're going to be over here. You need to follow us. It doesn't matter where we stop. We stop, and many people have come up to you, you're going to do it. And it's difficult because you might have somebody that pats you on the shoulder, hey, I want to take a picture, and then you have 5 people in front, and you have to tell, 1 second, let me do this one here, let me turn this way, and you're like a yo-yo back and forth every way that you can turn. And and once in a while you do get somebody that gets upset because they think you're ignoring them, but sometimes it is a lot of people that come up to you. You might not make it back to your seat at all.
Well,
that was my issue.
Yeah, literally, Homer. It was. I was there. With the literally 80 pictures. I counted them. That's the way my brain goes. 80 pictures, bro.
Man.
80 pictures. You see what I'm saying? That's a lot of pictures. And these guys, and my job to that is to try to keep them together so the fans get that full experience of the black hole, and it's tough, bro. It's tough.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
They want it.
I think I'm gonna have to take the Michael Oregon route, and I'll wear the mask at the tailgate, but during the game, I'm gonna have to take the mask off, man, because before I was doing any of this, I was just watching the Raider games, and I hate to be bothered when I'm watching the Raider games, as rude as that is, dude. But I'm like, I'm into the game, So I'm gonna have to take that route, I can't imagine having to do that, not even be able to take a piss, or go, just try to take a walk, stretch your legs a little bit, and you can't even get back to see the second half. I mean, that's a level of commitment that is, respectable. I mean, did y'all guys even get? Game, oh, go ahead.
At the end of the game, I had to do that and pull my mask off to try to get back to the other side where Hal Raider and Veronica and my wife were waiting, because I was, like I said, about 20 sections away. I couldn't get there fast enough before they let everybody out.
Man.
Yeah.
So I had to pull my mask off and everything.
Man.
It's fun though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's tiring the next day, but we do it because we like it, and sometimes the next day you're paying for it because you're so tired. Anything tastes good after you take off your gear, especially. You can have a cup of water that's warm, and that tastes amazing going down. You can have a sandwich that's all dried up, and that tastes amazing because you're just trying to stay focused and ready to go for the next one.
Yeah.
Or some of us have to go to work the next day, and I don't know how the heck you did it. I don't know how you did it.
We didn't get home till what? It was like a 15-hour day, Homer.
Damn.
15-hour day. And again, I was on the outside trying to do the event thing, get that. I wasn't really doing what I usually do for these guys. It's small, but what I feel I do contribute is to keep them together and make sure they have their waters and stuff like that. But that was a 15-hour day, bro, and it takes me 3 days. These guys know. I tell them, too. It takes me 3 days of bed rest. I'm old, bro. It takes me 3 days of bed rest. Plus, I'm retired. I couldn't imagine working like Ronnie. He probably has to leave his house like 5 in the morning to fight traffic and that. We didn't get done. We were at 2:30 at Denny's. Everybody exhausted, just like quiet, eating a little bit, and kind of just like looking around, like that old Avengers movie when they're at the end after they fight the aliens. They're just sitting around at the damn gyro shop. Yeah, gyro shop. They're all quiet, but they're eating and shit. That was it right there. That's the scene. I set it up.
We got home around 3 in the morning, and we get in here and like, hey, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to bed. I'm up at 6, jump in the shower, and leave my house to go to work. And they go, how are you feeling today? How are you? And I go, I'm running on 3 hours of sleep right now, so I need to have as much coffee as I can. And I go, don't talk to me, just let me do my work.
Yeah. A whole pot of coffee. I mean, did y'all
after a while, you kind of get used to it.
Yeah.
We've actually came back from an event. We touched down. We get here. We go to bed for a couple hours. I go to work. My wife gets up. She goes to work, and then we come back. And you still have to do your stuff here at the house. You still have grocery shopping. Get stuff for the kids ready. Even though my kids are older, we still have to have stuff. Provide for grandma to make sure everything's ready for the next day. Leave everything ready to go. Get the trash, just put the trash cans outside. Make sure everything's ready to go. So it's nonstop. So I think it's longer doing events at home, because it's harder work to do at home than it is to do an event out there with other people. Because you don't have a lot of responsibilities. You're just walking around. And here, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do this. And we have to balance out both. And, sometimes it does get a little bit tiring. You know, you burn out after, and that's when you try to recuperate on the weekends. And, you know, it's difficult. Like, I work 6 days, so my recuperation days on Sunday. Once football season starts, you know, you want to get up. You want to try to do as much as you can before the start of football.
Yeah.
Game time, man.
Yeah, man. I've been trying to ask if y'all even watched the game, but I'm starting to think that y'all didn't. You know, putting in all that work.
Yeah, sometimes I watch the first quarter.
Oh, so you got how you feeling about Derek Carr?
He's looking really, really good.
Yes, I have a feeling this is going to be his year.
You think he's gonna bounce back, huh?
I have a funny feeling he is.
Our offense look good. Our defense look good. First string and second string, they look really, really good. Our backup quarterback looks really, really good. He's on point.
Yeah.
He's not scared to take a hit. So I do believe that we're going to have a really, really, really good season. You know, I'm going to say we're going to get at least 10 or 11 wins this season. You know, some of the games are going to be nail biters. They're going to be tough games, but I do believe that we'll get at least 10 or 11 wins. I have faith, you know, because it just, you know, after Carr got hurt, I believe it was all mental, and he was scared to take a hit because, you know, it's something you're back. You want to make sure you're going to be 100% healthy, and I believe on the off season he is back to normal, 100% healthy. So I do believe he's going to be a great, you know, he's going to have a great season this year.
Yeah,
he's pumped up and he's ready to go. He wants to get a win, you know, and that's his mentality. He wants to pump up the team. You know, he wants to get everybody motivated. So I do think we're going to have a great season.
Yeah, he has the protection now and everything.
Yeah, what's your pick on the number of how many games we're going to win this year, Sam? And
let's just say I know it's going to be more than 8.
Okay. So we are gonna make that playoff position, and you think you got?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel between 10 and 11.
Yeah, I'm going with 10 and 6.
That was my prediction.
I've been with 10 and 6 since, you know, the start of free agency. To me, I knew once we started signing players like LaMarcus Joyner, you know, and then we got Burfict and Marshall. You know, and then we re-signed Harris, who played well last year. And then, of course, the draft came in. They got Cleveland Farrell and Trayvon Mullen and Jonathan Abram. You know, those they filled the holes that we needed to fill on defense and with some elite level players. You know, so and that defense is what we need to win. Because how many times has Carr brought us back? You know, only for us to give the lead away right back, you know, and lose the game, you know, or you know, we've lost games where we scored over 30 points because our defense can't stop anybody. They scored 30 more points, you know, 30 plus, you know. It's but this year, man, I'm excited, man. I think it's going to be a hell of a season, 10 and 6 with hopefully a wild card berth, you know. I don't know that we'll win the division, but it's possible. But that 6-game stretch where we're on the road. Even though one game is technically a home game, but it's in, you know, London, so that's on the road. You know, that could really screw us up. But if we can survive the first 8 weeks and be 5-3, be sitting at 5-3, I think we're gonna go 10 and 6 from there with the wild card berth.
I think we'll be good, like you said, with Abrams look good at the game. You know, and Jacobs looked very good at the game. He cut between runs. I mean, I was very fortunate to have really good seats. So, man, he looked really good. Like I said, we do need that cut in between, hide behind a big lineman, and just that burst of speed coming out of there. He looked like the top pick running back coming out of college. Really looked good, man. Really looked good. Carr was on point. Carr put that ball on point.
One of the players I'm really excited to see is Abram. I think he's going to be amazing. He's got that heart that he wants to be a winner. He wants to be the best that he can. I do believe he's going to be an amazing player for us.
Yeah, he wants to hit, man. He wants to hit.
Yeah.
I may start doing his artwork, changing his name to the Hitman. You know what I'm saying? Because I always do that in my graphics. I pick a name and stuff, and I roll with it for the year. But he's definitely between him and Carl Joseph as far as the hits goes, because I think Carl Joseph plays like a Ronnie Lott. But Abram has that size. You're right, Ronnie. He has that size, and he's going to be exciting in the back. And I hate to be around him because he's going to hurt you. He's going to hurt you.
He has that size and power.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. That's where I think he's a little bit, as far as bigger and going to put a exclamation point than Joseph. I love Joseph. But as far as the hit goes and the size, Abram's going to hurt you. And he's a cowboy by heart, too. I mean, as far as cowboy, a Western guy. He loves
he's
his
a country
horse.
boy.
Yeah, he's a country boy. He wears his hat with pride, So definitely, he's used to picking up bales of hay and hurting people with it, So it'll be a good season. Tracy, I'm excited.
Just adding Incognito. I mean, Incognito, he's going to be good. He's going to really, really help out with, for our players. He's really going to step it up to the next level. And that's why I said I do believe we're going to have a great team this year.
Absolutely.
I'm very, very confident that we're going to have a great team.
I see it. I look at what's there. Now we get to see what the team is. I may change my number. I usually don't, and I'm not going to give it out yet. But I know I've always gone with an 8-8, but that was before I held reservations before. I seen the team on the field, and a good thing about that. And Homer was right. I got to admit that. He was right on this aspect that when I threw out my first one is that, we're gonna see some of these guys and what they're bringing in come in. So it's going to change that number for me. And the Hard Knocks thing that we had, I didn't think it was a good idea. But now watching it and seeing what's going on and seeing what Gruden's, who he really is, and what he's going to bring to us as a head coach is some championships.
Oh yeah, I believe.
So
that.
how'd you like that little speech that he gave the other day?
Knock on wood if you're with me.
Yeah, knocking, man.
Did that make you feel like getting out there and playing?
Hell yeah, I wanted to hit somebody.
Yeah. Well, I love the opening when he was saying this ain't the Peach Bowl.
Yeah.
This ain't the Super Bowl. I was like, oh shit, you want to ruin somebody's dreams and shit.
Yeah.
Everybody has dreams. Oh, I love
I'm
that.
into nightmares.
I love that. That was perfect after the Autumn Wind thing,
Yeah.
and then him coming out and saying that. I said, oh man, well, how can you go wrong with that? He's just about shutting people's dreams down, man. That's what we got to do as a Raider organization, as Raiders this year. As the players
he wants the old Raiders to come back.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We need the heart from the old Raiders to come back. That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
That's right, son. Hell yeah. So it's gonna be a good season. I can't wait. So.
All right,
just
cool.
a few more weeks.
Yeah.
Just
We're
a few
right
more
there,
weeks,
man. Right there.
And we don't start off with no little bitty ass teams as far as the Raiders go. We start off with 2 top conference games. If we can get these 2 wins right off the bat, and we can win Kansas City at home. Last year we just came very close with not having nobody on that field.
Right.
And they went to the playoffs.
The turnovers killed us in Oakland last year versus Kansas City.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Exactly. And it was close. It was close to us, and I'm like, I felt like scooping that ball up and falling on it, man. That's it. You're
gonna get a lifetime ban. Don't get a lifetime ban, all right?
Hey, man, I'm trying to be an on the field fan. So, but yeah, that was awesome. That was awesome. And like I said, the first 2 games are going to be key for us, because if we can come off that high, leading into our humongous, probably most in history time being away from home, which I do believe it is, a team being away from home, we're definitely, and like Homer said, come back with a 5-3 easy record. And again, we're facing all these teams that we're in the playoffs now. So they we got something to put out there, and we can. Keys look good out there. Our new guy Farrell looked good out there. It looks better. It looks better.
Oh, yeah.
We've got another year underneath our belt, so we're looking good now.
All right, so Hellraider, when we met in Merced, we were wearing some patches, and you pointed out the Ainsley patch that Raider Penguin sent me, and thank you very much for sending me that. It's an honor to wear that patch, Sammy. I pointed out your patch, and yours was for Jonas, right?
Yes, sir.
So
that one has a lot of meaning to me.
Yeah, Mad Max was telling me that means a lot to you. So tell the Raider Nation all about that, about Jonas.
The Jonas patch, the reason it means a lot to me, I was very blessed and fortunate to have met him. I was very blessed and fortunate to be invited to do an event with my compa, El Rosendo Cesar. He sent me an invite, wanted to know if I would go out there to do this, and I did. And I will never forget that the day that we walked into the event, I wanted to take Jonas something that really had a lot of meaning to me, because I knew that it was his birthday on that following Monday. So I had a little Hummer that I had in a little glass case that had a few signatures on there. So I took it to him as a gift, but I made sure I glued the cover so that way, you can remove the cover to be able to play it with the Hummer. So the day that we got there, I walked up to him and I go, "How you doing, Jonas?" I said, "I heard you're going to have a birthday." I said, "This is a gift from me to you." And I wrote on there, Hellraider 818, "Happy birthday, Jonas." The look on his face was just amazing. It was one of those feelings that you get that you feel like you really, really hit the lotto. You felt like no other feeling that you were ever going to have. And the fact that I had to go back, for his services really was horrible. I actually contacted the mom prior to that because I had my own patch made for me. And everybody that has ever seen my jacket knows that it's on my forearm. It says R.I.P. Little Warrior Jonas. And the reason I put that is because he'll always travel wherever I go. He'll be there with me. And that has a lot of meaning to me. That's why I put his patch where everybody can see it. Because, a lot of people were fortunate to meet him, and a lot of people weren't fortunate to meet him. But it was the look on a child's face like that can never be changed. It was just an amazing day that day. I hold that dear to me.
That's an awesome story, and it's unfortunate that he passed. But it's awesome that you were able to reach somebody like that, and y'all made that connection. Like, just that connection, dude. That's I lost my mom to cancer, so it affects me. I know what it's like to lose somebody, and I really, really appreciate that you two have made patches, and and makes me think that I need to make a patch for my mom. And we have spoken a little bit about Ainsley, so we're remembering Jonas, right? And Ainsley's battling cancer right now. So why don't you give us an update on Ainsley?
Right now she's doing excellent. Like I said last time we were talking about her, she had just got back, gone out camping. So she's out doing more and more stuff and getting to do a little more extra stuff that she wasn't a year ago. And she's doing real good. She's getting a little sick here and there, but she's actually doing a lot better than she has been. And like I said, we appreciate all you guys, all the other super fans out there that we gave the patches to, that are sporting them for us, because it was her idea not to sell the patches to get the money for her, but to bring awareness to leukemia for the kids that don't make it, and don't get to get people to recognize the idea of leukemia is out there. And it was a big, how do they say it? Learning process, I guess, to help her deal with what she's going through.
Yeah.
And she appreciates it so much.
No,
as well as me.
Oh, go ahead, Sammy. Go ahead, Pablo. Go ahead.
And like I said, me and Donnie, we appreciate everyone that has the patch and that's sporting it. It means the world to us.
Well, prayers, Raider Nation, send your prayers to Ainsley, man. And keep Jonas in your heart, dude. We're talking about going through the stadium and taking all these pictures and things like that, and all the fun stuff and the hard stuff and the commitment, but the commitment to the children and the fight against cancer that the Raider Nation has is special, man. And it's important to keep people in your hearts that are battling cancer, So send your prayers to Ainsley, Raider Nation, and send your prayers to Jonas' family.
Most definitely. We've experienced life, Hell Raider, Sammy, we're experiencing life. They just got so much of it, so the power is to them, brother, power is to them.
And I was also very fortunate too to meet Violet. That was an amazing experience when we went out to Porterville to meet her finally in person, and to see her after I seen her at Merced at the explosion, and she comes up and she gives me a hug, and the first question I go, "Do you still have that necklace that I gave you?" And she goes, "Yes." And just the look on her face, like, "I remember you," and just she's doing good, and that's what we try to put the positive out there, because a lot of people see us, oh, you guys are Raider fans, they always see the negative, they don't see the positive. You don't have to be putting everything out there so that people can see what you're doing positive. Myself, I do stuff that I don't put it out there. I team up with my wife's work to do the Phoenix Children's Hospital. Every August we do the Million Penny March. My wife's work, they donate, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to the Phoenix Children's Hospital. I don't put any of out there because I want to know that I'm doing something good. You might not always be able to do something, but when you are able to, we do food drives. We do, sometimes we are able to fortunate to help and meet up with other teams out here. I joined up a few years ago when they had that disaster in Houston. I joined up with the Red Sea, the Niner Empire, Die Hard Raiders, and we were able to do, drives to send them food, to send them water, to do this out there. We didn't put anything on there because it came from our hearts. It's not something that you always want to put out there so that people can, oh my God, they're trying to be saints because they're ruthless and everything. We try to do stuff that's positive and that people don't see it. We want to be positive. People sometimes look up to you because of what we do. There is a lot of sacrifices, but we also try to do a lot of positive and everything. Sammy does what he does in New Mexico, and I'm very fortunate to call him my brother. Max, does a lot of positive, and I call him my brother. I was very honored to meet Homer. Like we talked about it. I've seen the mask, but I've never seen the man behind the mask, and it was an honor to meet Homer and Mercedes. Like, hey, how you doing? He goes, I'm a Homer. Like, oh yeah, you look different without your mask. And he's seen me without my mask too. and that's the funny thing. Like you meet somebody without your mask, and you're like, oh wow, you guys look different. I'm also fortunate, that I do have people that reach out to me, like my sister Cynthia from the Wrecking Crew for the Easter baskets. She reached out to me, and I wasn't able to make it there, but I do have the opportunity to be able to donate to people through PayPal, and then they send me pictures of what they did, and they thank me for what I do. I do the Secret Santa with my brother from the Black Hole Baja. Every year for the last couple of years we've done Secret Santa. I can't make it to Baja but I am able to donate so that he can pass it on to the people out there. I've done things with other people in California that'll reach out to me, and I always say, if I'm able to, and I am fortunate that I'm able to help everybody that tries to help me. We've done people for funerals, for stuff like that, and sometimes it does get a little overwhelming because you cannot contribute to everybody. And you try to think of ways that you can generate extra income to try to help everybody, but it's kind of impossible to try to help everybody. We try, but sometimes you're not able to.
Yeah, and blessings that we get, and we're all with the same mindset. It's the blessings that we get. We try to give it back because we know it's going to come, and to give it back to somebody else without expecting anything, that gives us our blessings back to be able to do something for somebody else. So,
Exactly.
So.
That's awesome, man.
That's cool.
That's like I
cool
said, that's inspiring, dude. I was a diehard fan. I watch the games. I'm always watching the games, paying attention to the roster and the moves, and I didn't really understand what the Superfans were about. So as I've been podcasting and talking to y'all, man, my eyes are open, dude. And it's not just a costume party, man. It's a lifestyle. It's a stand against cancer, and it's a stand for children. It's all of those things, man. It's fantastic, dude. And so last episode, Michael Oregon, aka Raider Droopy, he let it slip that the black hole was coming to Arizona. Now, me and you, Hell Raider, we were talking about that a little bit, and then in our conversation, you were laying out the Black Hole Arizona chapter's agenda. As far as charity events, and you just touched on that, but, what other, are you going to incorporate some of these events that you've been doing before the Black Hole into the Black Hole?
Yes. Right now, that's our goal. We're very hopeful that soon we can officially say, there is Black Hole Arizona. And I'm going to be fortunate, that I'm going to be repping the president. I got Max as my VP. We're gonna have my wife that they'll handle. She'll be our PR, and then we're just gonna try to do the best that we can out here to show people what the black hole is about. We're not just people that get together to party. We do get together to do events. Do charitable events, to try to do as much as we can. Out here for us, the biggest thing is to do as much as we can for cancer awareness, Phoenix Children's Hospital, disabled veterans, all that, because a lot of people don't incorporate it. Like my personal one is, I do want to create my own patch for lupus awareness, because my son's godmother passed away from lupus, and that's one of the patches that I want to make. But again, I don't want to sell them. I'm going to give them to people. When somebody gives you a gift, it has more meaning than anything that you can ever buy.
Yeah.
That was a gift that somebody gave you. It really touches your heart.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's how I feel about the Ainsley patch, Like I said, Sammy, thank you again, man. That was powerful, man. To hear her story,
Thank you.
And no problem, dude. The honor's mine, dude.
On my end as VP, I feel my thing is to support Ronnie and also go out and find these things. My big thing is feeding homeless vets, and I've done that for 14 years on on Thanksgiving and Christmas. My family's done that 14 years. My kids have grown up doing that. Before we eat, they eat. Before we open our presents, we go out there and give them our presents to them. Whether it's a meal, whether it's blankets and coats and stuff like that. That's big for me. But as of right now, teaming up with some of the clubs around here and Phoenicians, we're going to probably have that tour drive here in Phoenix and assist them, bring our super fans in. to help them out, and give the kids a little bit extra. Maybe put Hellraider in a Christmas hat and all that, and get Sammy out here if we can, get Sammy out here.
All the little kids sitting on Santa Hellraider's lap. What do you want for Christmas?
I'll sacrifice.
I will put the Christmas lights around the nails too. I will put the Christmas lights. I already have the Hellraider Santa Claus hat, so that's no big deal. I'm pretty sure in a few months I can get that valley to be able to be a true Santa. So if somebody touches it, be like, that's 100% legit, valley.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be your reindeer either.
Yeah, you could be Rudolph.
I'm gonna need an elf right there. So come on, Santa, you gotta have my back on that.
I'll be an elf. Okay.
Man, you're too big to be an elf, man. You're gonna be Rudolph.
Yeah.
You're gonna wear the red
troll,
nose.
not an elf.
What's that, Sammy?
I said I'll look like a troll, not an elf.
Oh, geez.
We'll make you an elf hat.
Oh man, this is gonna be interesting, man. These Christmas pictures are gonna be great.
We have some stuff going. And I'm working on already. My help is going to be Tanya Perez, which is actually Ivy. So she's going to step in and help me on my end because, as everybody knows, I forget everything. I drop everything. I leave stuff there, So,
the show's name. You forget the show's name.
Yeah, the show's name. Yeah, I do that quite a bit. There's just too much to say, It's just too much. Too many words. I cut it down. Coast to coast.
Out here before Christmas, I'm fortunate that I do get invited out to Tucson with my brother El Rosendez, because we do Miracle on 34th Street with a gentleman out there, Don Ramon. He's been doing the toy drives for the last 30 years.
Man.
Wow.
And he had a heart attack a few years ago, and he had his children do it for him that year, and he's still very fortunate to keep doing it. And I do get the privilege of going out there. My work always, donates a lot of toys. I'm very fortunate that my work does support me in what I do, and that's they're Cardinal fans, and they're always showing support. Any drive that I need, they help me out.
That's cool.
I'm very fortunate to work with a very good company.
Yeah.
I think that we're going to do good things out here in Arizona. We've got Ronnie's wife very good at what she does. I'm out there doing what I do. Ronnie just, he's damn excellent at what he does and what he represents. Writers, the Black Hole Superfans, and that's what we want. And we always can count on Sammy there. And hopefully soon he'll be thinking about his Black Hole, New Mexico, Albuquerque thing, So we're gonna be there for each other. We know that, and it's the future looks good, though. Future looks good.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And good luck to the Black Hole in Arizona and New Mexico. You guys are inspiring, man. You guys are doing some good things. You're repping the Raider Nation with pride and poise and a commitment to excellence, man. And I appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Try. Yeah, we do try.
Yeah. Well, cool. I appreciate it.
And doing what we do, we are fortunate to meet other people that, in reality, you would have never have met them before.
Right.
And you form a bond. You form a bond with people that you might see them once every 3, 4, 5 months, but you stay in touch with them, and you start to become family with them.
Yeah.
I was fortunate when I met Sammy. Me and Sammy and myself, we clicked right away, and it's been a minute, and we still stay in touch with each other. We talk during the week. We BS during the week. I'll be driving to work, and he'll text me, and sometimes he knows that I can't respond because I drive like an hour and a half to work, or he'll call me and I'll still be asleep because we're like an hour difference, and I'll call him on the way to work.
Yeah,
when I'm driving, he keeps me awake. The other day I was coming home from work, and I was tired, I was burned out, and we spoke all the way from when I left work to when I pulled into my driveway. Like, okay, I'll talk to you later, brother. I'm gonna go inside now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to sleep.
But it was good to talk to him because, I do get tired coming home from work, and we just talked and talked and talked. We can carry a conversation, because our wives keep us in line. So, that's the first thing. Like, my wife, I wouldn't be where I'm at without her. She puts up with a lot of stuff.
Awesome. Dude.
She puts up, it is time consuming. She does everything that I post out there of what we give to the kids, because we don't charge anybody anything for what we give. She takes a lot of time in the aspect of trademarking all our stuff before we put it out there, because that way, people know that, like, everything that we put out there is trademarked. The nuclear cards, the stress balls, the lanyards, the cards that we have that we send out to people. And it makes you feel good when you send something to somebody. We just had a little boy from Kansas that asked, if we could send him an autographed card, and instead we sent him a picture, a clear card, a regular card, a lanyard, and one of the bigger cards that my wife made, and a stress ball. And he messages me, and he's like, "I love you, Hellraiser. You're my favorite super fan." That makes just there awesome. Makes you feel good, because he's expecting one thing. You try to send him a few things to make their day, because it's going to be tough to ever see them in Kansas City.
Yeah.
But fortunately, hopefully we'll be fortunate to meet him one day, and just say, "Hey, you know what? How you doing?"
It's awesome to think that that's our could be our future, man. Like I said, and we step away from it. They may be the next guy we meet when we get older, and he's a super fan.
Right.
He's the super fan.
Yep.
And that's why we do
we'll
what
be
we
asking
do.
for his card.
We're planting seeds, right? Planting seeds.
He'll have it signed and say, "Hey, remember when?" and that, because we don't forget things, man. We don't. That's one thing about us. We don't forget things. I might forget my phone. I might forget things like that, but
wallet.
Your wallet.
I lost my wallet.
I forget all the other shit, but not the important shit.
Exactly. So that's important. That's important. I can always call and get that stuff canceled and sent back to me. But the memories like that, they're there. They're there, man.
Yeah.
It's
we have to get our next generation ready, because we're not going to be doing this forever.
Right.
There's going to come a time in our lives where we're going to have to basically retire.
Right.
Stop doing it. And that time, it's going to be pretty bad. It's going to be horrible. I'm not going to lie. To me, it's going to be horrible, because I like what I do. I like traveling and meeting different people, and just seeing the smiles on people's faces and the kids. So once I get to that point where I won't be able to do it, it's going to be, pretty bad. I'll still have all my friends, that I can stay in touch with.
Yeah. Just to have all those connections.
Around all the fireplace.
Yeah.
That's like, Sandy, you remember when we're in the wheelchairs and we just messed around and when we were handcuffed in front of the police car again?
Yeah, that's another thing, man. Hey, I'm changing Hell Raider's name to Bell Raider, because we're always going this dude out, man. And geez, these cops, they seem to love this guy, man. He's always in a rest formation. When I was in the Marine Corps, it was, we get in formation and stuff, but Hell Raiders is a rest formation and shit, because he sees them and they just gravitate towards him, man. Or he gravitates towards them. One of the two.
One of them.
Yeah, I don't know. I think law enforcement doesn't like Hellraiser for some reason. They always need to put me in the front of the car.
Yeah.
You know what the code is for getting arrested?
No.
What is it?
818.
I think I'm going to have to change the 818 now. Let's just go back to number 1.
Oh my gosh.
That's one of the things.
Again.
That's one of the things. Everywhere that we go, that's the first thing we always try to do. We always ask law enforcement if it's possible to take a picture with them. And they all have a sense of humor. They all. If I say, "Hey, can I take a picture with my hands behind my back?" If you're arresting me, like, sure. It's like, I even wanted to know one day they would put the handcuffs on me. and their answer was no.
It ain't gonna be a different feeling for you because you always
Next, she's going to tell you, how about we put you in the back of the car?
Yeah, well, that's when I say they gone too far.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that.
They may take him at that point. Let's put you in the back of the car. And next thing you know,
bye, Hell Raider.
Hey, my daughter one day she said, "Dad, why don't you ask him if they tase you?" I'm like, "Hell no, I'm not gonna have him tase me. What's wrong with you?"
Just want to see you swerve. All those times you told me no.
Only if we can stream it live. Then that'd be a different story. Hell Raider took one for the nation.
Hey, Hell Raider.
What's up?
Hey, we need to get Homer to come and do the water slide.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be the next one there.
All right,
so we're going to have to get out here, Homer. We're going to do the Superfans slip and slide.
I'll be there. Just let me know.
With Speedos.
Speedos?
It's gonna be
man, you don't want to see me in Speedos. I mean, I know you've seen me in person or my picture, you don't want to see me in Speedos.
Hey, baby, Hell Raider already has Speedos.
It was built in Speedos and shit, so. But you know what? We'll have, if you guys worry about hair, we'll get you guys the bikini wax before that happens.
Oh, shit.
See, that would be a good fun. Hey, that would be a good fundraiser. Be like, hey, come see your super fans do the slip and slide for a charitable, fundraiser.
Yeah.
A dunk tank. Hey, come dunk your favorite super fan in a dunk tank. That would be really good.
That would be fun.
Shit.
B-Max, we gotta get this going and start getting everybody, on board so we can do, our fundraiser and bring a lot of super fans in here where you can get people mad at you to try to dunk you in a tank.
Yeah.
And we'll say whoever didn't raise enough money has to get dunked for an hour.
Oh,
there you go. Hey, 3 balls for $5, and then you start talking to them bad, and then try to spend more and more and more money, so we can do it for a good cause.
Well, I'll definitely be leading a line towards that for you guys because I get it in there.
Yeah, I'll tell my wife to get a hold of you. That way, the wheels can start turning already.
Yeah,
hey,
yeah, definitely.
You have to remember where you left your wallet that day, though.
Which day? I already forgot. What day was that? Oh,
hey, Max, I think from me and the Raider Nation and Sammy, we're all going to pitch in and we're going to get you a Raider Nation fanny pack. So that way you won't lose nothing. That way you can carry it with you at all times.
This is Mad Max the Road Warrior with my fanny pack.
Hey, we'll put Mad Max on there. Loyalty crew.
I forgot it was on my backside. Let me twist it around.
Hey, and don't worry, Max. I got you on the airbrushing portion of it.
Okay.
They'll put Mad Max Loyalty Crew. Hey, have you seen my keys? Have you seen my phone?
Oh my God! They know not to put it in the wrong hand because it's gone, man. So if you want to lose it? You want to lose it? Give it to me. It's gone. Yeah. No, too much, guys.
All right, cool, man. We're coming up on an hour and 45 minutes, man. This has been a great call. I think we got a lot of laughs, a lot of good stories, some heartfelt stories. We get a good insight on what it takes to be a super fan, both the commitment at the stadium and on site, but in the charity event. So, man, I think this is a good time to go ahead and end it. I appreciate y'all's time, and I'm looking forward to get y'all back on the channel and get into an even more in-depth interview on how y'all became super fans. Of course, Sammy, we've already
Yeah,
had you
anytime, Homer.
a little bit, but we'll get Ronnie back on here and get his interview. And Sammy, I still want to get you and the League of Villains all together on this channel like we're doing this call right here.
Yeah, let me know. I could start working on that, getting them together too, and prepping them and all that too.
All right, cool. Well, like I said, I appreciate
Like
your
I
time.
said, like Homer said, I want to thank you guys for coming on the Coast to Coast show with the Black Hole Superfans, and appreciate it, brothers. Love you, and man, let's have a good rest of your Sunday, Ronnie and Savvy. You guys are back to work with Bob Fox tomorrow. Back to work.
Yeah.
All righty, my brothers. Hey, MLR to all of you. Thank you, Homer, for having us on here.
No problem.
Yeah,
man.
thanks, Homer.
No problem.
Appreciate that.
All right. Till next time. You guys have a good one.
All right, you be safe, man. Y'all take it easy. Watch out for that heat
All right, you
out
too.
there.
All righty.
All right,
Okay.
All right, later, guys.
later.
All right,
Oh man, that was a lot of info.
you see that? You might have to cut that one into 2 shows.
Nah, we'll get it. We'll get it down. That was all right, you know. So, but hey, you know what? Hey, I've been sitting on this info for a long time, man. And you finally unveiled Toxic Raiderette at the Bringing the Heat tour. So, tell us a little bit about Toxic Raiderette.
Well, she hails here from Phoenix, Arizona, my hometown. She's been around Facebook for a while, so I reached out to her. She reached out to me. She seen what I was doing. She seen that I go out and kind of recruit and that, and she wanted to be a super fan. So we started looking around. She wanted to be first, Wonder Woman. She fits that. She fits that persona. She fits that, right? But we have a Wonder Woman in the Black Hole, so we don't like to double up on stuff. So we were thinking about something, and we came up with, because I was trying to help Sammy build it with the villain, so we came up with this Ivy thing, Poison Ivy, which she didn't want the same name, so she thought of the name Toxic Raiderette. And so we started putting it together and stuff, and looking for outfits and things like that to get her down in. So I go online and I order this outfit. So it's got buckles, it's got the whole Raiderish look in there, and so we get it in, and I'm excited because I'm going to unveil her, and I'm just to me I always want to do the best and want to do something different. So anyway, a little story on that. I get the product here. I'm opening it up. Oh, great, man, great. Oh, geez, this looks awesome and stuff. And there was a one piece of just the material, kind of eye patches looking. And so my son's here, my nephew's here, and we're looking. I said, "Oh, check it out." We're looking through the thing, and there's that one piece with the string on it. So I'm like, "Oh, cool." And then my nephew says, "Oh, it looks like an eye patch." So I grabbed that thing and I put it around my head, and I said, "Oh yeah, cool, it does, And so, anyways, so I get it down like that, and me being as naive as I could be, evidently, so I started looking. I'm thinking it's to cover a nipple area, and I said, "Well, why is there only one? Why is there only one? No, man, it's messed up. They only sent one." So comes out to it. It wasn't an eye patch, that's for sure. It was more of a G-string patch. So that's what it was. It was a G-string patch.
Man, you're wearing panties on your head as a patch, huh?
Yeah. I guess dorky as hell. I put that around my eye. I'm glad nobody wore it before.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I wonder what that little stain right there is. But, yeah, lucky that. And I didn't find out what it was till later on, and I'll let Toxic Raider get to that, but because I still didn't know what it was. I put it back in a package, put it away, and then I met Tanya, Toxic Raiderette, and she's the one that informed me what it was. So that's a funny story there too.
Well, I look forward to having her on the channel, dude. We can get the rest of this story, man.
Definitely. And she will be coming on here. We'll set it up and get her ready for that. You know, it's a very interesting story. Great great personality, and you know, like a lot of these Raiderettes out there, you know, that decide to become a super fan. You know, they've got a mind of their own, and that's what I want. I want a woman that's going to stick out there, that doesn't allow this stuff to get to their head, because, you know, she's in training, bro. She's in training. That's what I was doing when she was here premiering, was getting her ready for you know, these shows and these openings. She'll be there on opening weekend. She'll be traveling with me, and you know, so it's going to be a good thing for her, good thing for the Raider Nation, and a good thing for the Black Hole.
That's awesome, man. Congratulations, you know, on all your hard work paying off for you, dude. Look like you had a blast at the Bringing the Heat tour. You know, and I can't wait to see you week 1, dude. We're gonna get our picture. We're gonna get our photo op week 1. You know.
Definitely.
I'm gonna wear my hair down and put my hat on, dude. I'm gonna be Mini Max.
Yeah. I'm getting my mohawk down too, so if you get that long hair working, but
Cool,
yeah, we're definitely gonna have a good time. Looking towards the future and pushing the show here, and hey, we're getting good response out there, brother. You know, and being out there, people recognize that, you know, that is hard work, and Mad Max is pushing it to a different level. Homer, you know, he's pushing it to a different level. So, you know, continue success to the Homer channel and all the, you know, Red Explosions and, you know, everything you got going, brother. You know, sometimes I tell myself, Max, how do you do all this? And when I look at what Homer's doing, it's like I say, well, how in the hell Homer doing all this? You know, so continued success, brother, and we ride together. You know what I'm saying?
Loyalty crew for life, right?
That's right. LC doing it up, you know, constantly.
All right, bro. I'll see. We'll talk to y'all later, next Raider Nation. We'll talk to y'all on the next episode, Raider Nation.
That's right, Raider Nation. You guys stay safe, be blessed, and always be real to you and others.